Thank you for tuning into another episode of Ancient Divinations, where we blaze in one for the nations. And that's all I came to do, you know. We're going to see what the Most High got in store for you. All right. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Calm before the storm. I wonder if everyone is that afraid of the U.S. I think this is the United States testing. The United States is testing these other countries to see if we'll get some, they'll get some, because United States is very hostile. Like, if I do feel like we're the type of nation, if you do not let us do what we want to do to you, then if you retaliate, then it's full on with us. Because our police force is like that. Like you could have accidentally shot back at the police not knowing they the police, right? Because they broke in your house or something, or kicked down your door or something. They come in there to kill you. Like, our police is trained to take you out. And that's our military too. We're not trained to get right up to you and say, oh, what? This isn't capture the flag. No, this is kill or be killed out here. Our military, our forces going to kill you, you know. So we've just never really seen except 9/11, you know. But I'm talking about when they shooting bombs, you know what I'm saying? Like we ain't really seen that for real, you know what I mean? But we had two cars jump out here, a Taurus and a Capricorn. So we got two Earths. We got two Earths here, two Earths, Taurus and a Capricorn. Maybe talking about these two signs. Maybe talking about Taurus, Capricorn. Looks like it's probably going to be a Taurus, Capricorn reading. An Earth sign reading. I feel, I've done some Earth signs recently. I feel like Earth signs got something heavy going on. You know, Earth signs, y'all are making a big change right now. You know, Earth signs got something going on. Just because, I'm doing tarot often, and it's coming up. It's coming up, which is good. Finally, I'm telling you, I spent almost a whole year one time just doing water sign. And me, I don't really pick what I want to do. I just let it come up. I start shuffling with where the Most High lead us. That's where we go. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to force it. Oh, this is for such and such. No, not unless I've really drew out the constellation and put the candles, and then how do you know what I mean? So Taurus, Capricorn. Cancer. Wow. Getting a lot of signs. I swear I'm juggling. I swear I'm shuffling these cards. Getting a lot of sign cards out here. Taurus, Capricorn, Cancer. Now, I will say this. When it comes to relationship, usually you'll see Taurus and Capricorns and Cancers together. You know what I'm saying? The moon. Everybody's feeling different. Everybody's feeling different. Everybody's got this, it's just a lot of emotion right now. It's an emotional time. It's a turbulent time, even with what I started off with. Like, let's say we are talking about the government, right? Right? We in our feelings too. Like, this is new to us too. Like Iran and stuff like that. We've never had to go for Iran. You know what I mean? So, I like that as well. I like that. When I mean I like that as well, I like that as part of the reading as well, because it's so prevalent. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. You know, when you realize the pandemic's already 6 years ago, and we've been through so much since then, right? It's wild to think about what the world is. The world ain't even going. The world got something to do. They don't even care what we see. They like, okay, like, it's like United States is like the parent that's selling drugs that you had to grow up and figure and realize your parents sell drugs. Like, you never knew all your life your parents sell drugs, but you get older and you oh damn, my daddy a junkie. He's selling drugs, he owned drugs, you know what I'm saying? You're like a little bit disappointed, you know what I mean? You're like, damn, I ain't know, and your parent is at the point where it's like, all right, you're grown now. Dang. Okay, we done went through it long enough, hiding it from you. It is what it is. Like my dad, it was to the point where he was older now. I'm older now. I was older then. He's like, all right, what? Man, please don't do that, y'all. My dad didn't last to my 18th. My dad lasted a little past my 18th birthday, y'all, and he was gone. So, take care of yourself. But that might be a part of the reading. Take care of yourself. And I think that's what's going on. Like I say, America's like that parent. Like, you didn't know had all these troubles and issues. And I even heard one of my cousins say, she said, dang, I didn't know, because one of her, she's older. She's way older than me. And her parents passing. And she's like, I didn't know my mom and dad was in all this debt. And we was doing all these trips and this and that and the third. And, you just start to find out stuff. And that's what we're doing right now as a collective, as a grounded collective. A lot of grounding energy here. As the earth here. We're starting to figure out and find out a lot about the world a lot about where we live that we did not know. The United States. It kind of feels like that's why everybody wants to come here. It's not really all for the opportunity, but it's for the fact that it feels like when you're other places, you got the United States, the big bad wolf. See, what happens is there is a human remembrance. So you'll remember what has happened in the past. We remember, these other countries remember when these Roman soldiers and stuff walked into their land and had their way. You know what I'm saying? Or stuff like that. So when you're in other countries, I feel that fear there for the United States, to where the United States could show up at your door at any given moment and you don't feel confident in your country to be able to handle that. You don't feel confident in your country not asking you to give up one of your children to go fight in the war. No, I can feel that. Wow. Yeah. So the Emperor. The Emperor could be Donald Trump, but it could be you, you know what I'm saying? Or it could be a figure in your life to where, this person, or this is you. You have this Emperor about you right now. Even the spouse that you dealing with is starting to hear and feel this confident tone in you. Even your mate is starting to get a little insecure. You starting to really talk like you gonna do this and you gonna do that and you're gonna go here and you're gonna go there and I got it. They might even be watching you handle things. I got it. I did it. Handled new stuff. What? You done, like I say, one of my coworkers, when she talk about her boyfriend, she went, and then she turned around and tell me, I just got certified and I just got certified and I just became a certified yoga instructor. You got to think about, if you scuffling about your boyfriend, what he been watching you doing this whole time. This is some person who done invested in themselves and leveled up. Now, well, let's say this, right? I'm gonna give y'all a little something real quick too, because the cards don't really lie. Like, on my way here, they were mixing up. I don't usually do reversals, but they were mixing. It just so happened, like, I had the rubber band around the cards and something happened. Like, Most High be making stuff happen for a reason. And the cards was mixing up. So there was a lot of reversals when I first picked up the deck. I don't know if y'all noticed that's what I was doing in the beginning of the read. Because I don't read reversals. The reversals have to come out in the reading for me to read it. I don't start off with reversals. But I'm taking it for sure, and I'm getting this clear, that the Most High has got it shuffled up for a reason, because it's not all upright. See, what it's talking about is there are a lot of people who are realizing, who are going forward into bettering themselves, making a change, but there's a lot of people who not as well. There are people who are going to do something different, ready to get away from a partner, seeking a partnership that's going to do stuff differently. You know what I mean? And I don't see that. You know, I don't feel that that's for everybody. So I wanted to say that, because I was pulling out kind of like reversals. You know, most High know I don't do reversals, but I'm thinking reversals to start off with reversals. So some people going the opposite way, y'all. Some people have not invested in themselves, have not made the change. Some people is not thinking about their future. Some people is not going for what they know. You know, they not. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna be stuck and chained to a situation. I tell you, I've been doing these earth side readings lately. This devil came out yesterday. Go watch my reading from yesterday. Devil came out yesterday. That's chained. Some people chained. Everybody's not moving on. Everybody don't have the drive, the motivation to make a change. My neighbor I told y'all already in the last couple readings, my neighbor confronted me about him being a stay-at-home dad. And I was thinking, okay, well, so, you know, just me being intuitive, you know what I'm saying? I know he might even know and just don't say much because he a stay-at-home dad. That's a sad situation to be in, when your girl leave the house and you don't know, you know, what's going on or where she going. She could be sneaking off to the other guy's house before she go to her job. You know, and stuff like that. Like, why would you want it that way? You need to do it the other way around. You supposed to be the breadwinner. That puts her in her feminine. She's being taken care of. You're taking care of the home, the house, and the kids. That keeps her in her feminine. So that when she wakes up in the morning, she can do what she need to do in a bathrobe. She don't need to put on jeans. You got your girl putting the jeans on. She wears the pants in a relationship literally. That's not keeping a woman in her feminine. So what she's doing is she's trying to figure out how to get back to her feminine. So you know what she's doing? She's going to seek, to create, to educate herself, to make a change, because it's natural. A woman's going to go towards her feminine. She's not going to stay doing this situation, even if, you know, I know this, you know, even if the horizon was right there. She's not in her feminine. She's not in her comfort zone. So no, she's going to make that change. She's going to be going back to school. You know, these guys that got these women going back to school, you need to go back to school too. Oh, don't let your woman be trying to, you got to really think like that and know that's going to happen. See, because the problem with men is we not going to do that. Like, we going to level up, but we're not going to leave you. A woman going to level up, but then she going to leave you. She like, I'm on a different level now. A man to get to a different level and bring you with him. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell men, that's not the situation for you. You know, a woman wants to be in her feminine all the time. That's the problem. That's why it's not even. It's because you bringing a woman along the journey with you is masculine. A woman bringing a man along the journey with her is not masculine. So it's not woman's fault. It's not, I don't, trust me, y'all, when I be saying this stuff about gender, I'm not bashing one or the other. I'm telling the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts. You can unsubscribe if you want. But the truth hurts. I'm not here to sugarcoat and, oh, no, I'm not. I want the truth. So help me God. I want the truth, so help me God. I want to know what's going on. Scorpio. Scorpio's out here twice. That other person could be a Scorpio. You could be trying to be with a Scorpio or leave a Scorpio as an earth sign. Or vice versa. As a Scorpio, it could be, you know, the earth sign. You know, but I do see Scorpio out here twice in this type of reading. Yeah. Now, in most tarot, the Emperor is Scorpio, but then in most tarot as well, the Emperor's Aries. So I do want to give Aries a shout out here too. But I definitely did have another card to say Scorpio come out. So signs for sure. Signs for sure. Capricorn, Taurus, Cancer, Scorpio. 2 earths, 2 waters. And that's usually the people who are together. It's like you'll always see Capricorns, women, a lot of like Capricorn men. It's weird. It's not Capricorn women, but Capricorn men love Scorpio women. Taurus and Cancer, whether male or female, gravitate to each other. You see what I'm saying? Scorpio man, you know, you might see Virgo or something when it comes to earth sign. Most Scorpios not really going to deal with the Taurus too long because the Taurus is sensitive nature and Scorpio sensitive nature, but Scorpio having its turbulence at times. Earth doesn't like to be shaken. That's called an earthquake. Earth doesn't like to be shaken. So I'm really good at signs, y'all. We can get into that later, but let's get back to this reading. I just wanted to shout out that second Scorpio card and Aries. Resentment. See? Resentment. There's a lot of resentment. Number 53. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Saturn. Expansion. Resentment. You see, this is a change. See, once you resent the situation, you begin, oh man. See, I know a Scorpio and a Virgo together might be making that Virgo, or I feel for that those two, I know it's probably that Virgo trying to get away from that Scorpio. So I feel like you know, they say no regrets in life. I never agreed with no regrets. I just don't think it's real. You know what I mean? Like, I really have never thought no regrets is real because it's impossible, really. Like, you're going to regret something. No regrets. I don't know who. I would never tattoo that on me or nothing, y'all. Stay away from no regrets because it's not real. It's not real. You wish you didn't buy them shoes. Even that little stuff, you know, you wish you wasn't with that person. You wish you never walked that road with that person, went that direction with that person. Especially if you left something good to go to something worse. Resentment. You heard? Resentment. You left something good to chase something worse. And then you put a lot of time and effort into it, y'all. That's called resentment at its fullest. You feel me? Most High, We are approaching the end of this reading. We need you to go ahead and give us the end of this reading, Most High, so that we could take this message, bring it in as peace, keep it a part of our memory bank, and apply it to our personal lives. That's why I read the tarot too, because while I'm checking in on y'all lives, I'm thinking about my own. Like, make sure I don't do that. Make sure, you know what I'm saying? That's why I watch other tarot too, y'all. I watch other people too. Yeah. So that, oh, they doing what over there? I didn't even think some of this stuff was, you know what I mean? You don't even know what's all possible out here. You know, I told you, just like, you know, America's the big brother you ain't know was on drugs, you know, or gay. Ooh, I just got that. Didn't know Big Brother was gay. Wow. Yeah. Or didn't know this motherfucker, ooh, excuse my French, was stabbing you in the back this whole time. And this whole time you've been supporting somebody. Libra. Libra jumped out here as the last card we're going to pull Friday, number 6 and 9, September 23rd through October 22nd. It's a definitely masculine air energy. But I think this is not calling out Libra person. This is just resonating with the fact that you're looking for a balance. You know, just like earlier in the reading we had, let's go back to it because these cards don't lie, right? We got it. We should have it right here. Or was that earlier? That was yesterday. That must have been yesterday. See, I'm telling y'all, I've been getting these earth sign readings lately, but the Temperance came out, was first card yesterday. Temperance. You know, Temperance is dealing with balance as well. And then the Star card came out. You know, this is dealing with a person who's recognizing and realizing they are the one. See, that's what's happening is the Christ awakening. Christ has returned. It's the awakening. See, most of us is starting to get into our Neo. Remember the Matrix, Neo? Yeah, Neo. So we starting to turn into Neo. You remember Morpheus said, they said, what's up with Neo? He's starting to believe. See, that's sad when you believe in yourself and people start to recognize you believing in yourself and it scare them. That's crazy. And this is a person who's starting to believe in themselves. So you're starting to balance out the scales of life. Balancing out the scales of life. Wow. That's powerful. Look at you hear the birds? They ain't playing. This is real. I know that's right. You starting to balance out those scales. You starting to put yourself first. I told my coworker that was talking about that mess, that Virgo, who was talking about what she was dealing with her. I said, see, you ain't been putting yourself first. She looked at me. She don't know I do this. I said, that's what happens to us. We forget to think about ourselves. I ain't even saying put yourself first. You know, she's got children, this and that, third. But I said, you know, we forget to think about ourselves while we putting other people above us and before us for a relationship, for this and for that. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, what a time to be alive, y'all. I'm ready to balance my scales too, because I'm seeing a lot, I'm feeling a lot, I'm knowing a lot. And it's that time. It's definitely that time. I thank y'all so much for tuning into this another episode of Ancient Divinations, and being here to blaze one for the nations for us. Just be mindful, y'all. Watch yourself. You know what I'm saying? And keep striving. That's it. That's the best thing. Just keep striving. Who was it? Was it Marcus Garvey? Say, you know, not Marcus Garvey, but it was, is it Frederick Douglass? But he was making a quote. I'm glad I messed that up. I just messed the whole thing up. But he had a quote was saying, you know, education, you know, slavery is impossible with education. You see what I'm saying? So once you know, that's the saying. Like, if you knew better, you do better. That's the saying. Once you know There's no looking back, y'all. Once the veil is uncovered, there's no looking back, y'all. There's no looking back. You know, that's why when God told Job to leave, and he says, do not look back, for you'll be a pillar of salt or sand, or turn to stone or whatever, and Job looked back, or his wife looked back and she turned into stone. That's because you can't undo it. Stone means something you can undo. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as the pyramid's been there, they gonna be there still. Long after you. Long after you. Go look and see how long they already been there. So, thank y'all for tuning into another episode of Ancient Divinations. I love y'all so much. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video.